Listen to me. Not tomorrow, not when the timing feels right, not when the fear disappears, not when the world gives permission. Right now, because right now is the only place power exists, and power is what changes lives. You are not here by accident. You are not listening to this by coincidence. This moment is not random. It is a crossroads, and every crossroads demands a decision. Most people don't fail because they lack talent, intelligence, opportunity, or potential. They fail because they live in reaction instead of intention, habit instead of vision, fear instead of faith, comfort instead of courage. And what you tolerate today becomes what you live with tomorrow. You don't drift into greatness, you drift into mediocrity. Greatness is not accidental, greatness is decided. The life you are living right now is not the life you deserve. It is the life your standards have created. And standards are not what you hope for, not what you want, not what you dream about. Standards are what you refuse to accept. The moment you refuse to accept less than your potential, everything begins to change. Because change does not begin with effort. Change begins with identity. And identity begins with decision, not wish, not intention, not motivation, not decision. Decision is the moment you draw a line in the sand and say, no more, this ends now. This version of me dies here. Decision is not emotional, it's neurological. The moment you decide, your nervous system reorganizes around that commitment. Your mind starts looking for evidence instead of excuses. Your body starts producing energy instead of resistance. Your focus shifts from problems to possibilities. Your posture shifts. Your breathing shifts. Your standards shift. And when your standards shift, your life has no choice but to follow. Because life does not respond to desire. Life responds to command. And command does not come from motivation. Command comes from certainty. And certainty does not come from proof. Proof comes after certainty. That's why the most powerful people in the world do not wait for confidence before they act. They act and confidence follows. They do not wait for clarity before they move. They move and clarity follows. They do not wait for certainty before they commit. They commit and certainty follows. Motion creates emotion. Action creates belief. Momentum creates destiny. And destiny does not belong to the most talented. It belongs to the most decided. Let me tell you something most people never realize. Your life is not shaped by your circumstances. It is shaped by your conditioning. You are not tired because life is hard. You are tired because you've been living below your standards. You are not stuck because opportunity is missing. You are stuck because certainty is missing. You are not overwhelmed because life is heavy. You are overwhelmed because your identity is too small for your potential. You are not born with your habits. You practice them. You are not born with your fears. You learn them. You are not born with your limits. You rehearse them, which means anything you practice into existence, you can practice out of existence. But here's the catch. Your brain is wired for familiarity, not fulfillment. Your nervous system will fight growth even when growth is good. It will cling to comfort even when comfort is killing your future. It will choose certainty over happiness, safety over expansion, survival over greatness. That's why most people don't change when they should. They change when they must. They don't move when the vision inspires them. They move when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of change. And when that moment hits, something inside them snaps, not emotionally, viewed entity-wise. The old story collapses. The old self disintegrates. The old standards shatter. And in that moment, destiny rewires. Because identity always wins. Over intention. You don't get what you want. You get what you are. And who you are is not your thoughts. Who you are is your dominant emotional state, your habitual focus, your daily rituals, your standards under pressure, your decisions when no one is watching. That's your identity, and identity creates reality. Every result in your life right now is feedback about who you've been practicing being. Not who you hope to be, not who you want to be, who you've been conditioning yourself to be. But here's the good news. Identity is not fixed. Personality is not permanent. Destiny is not pre-written. You are not stuck, you are trained. And training can be changed, conditioning can be rewired, habits can be reprogrammed, patterns can be broken, futures can be redesigned. But none of that happens through wishing, it happens through decision, reinforced by repetition, fueled by emotion, anchored by ritual. Because the strongest force in human behavior is not logic, it's emotion. And the strongest emotion is not happiness, it's certainty. When you become certain about who you are and what you stand for, your behavior aligns automatically. You no longer negotiate with your goals. You no longer debate your standards. You no longer wait for motivation. You move, because movement is now part of your identity. Discipline is no longer effort. Discipline is who you are. Courage is no longer forced. Courage is how you breathe. Growth is no longer optional. Growth is non-negotiable. And when growth becomes non-negotiable, life accelerates. Right now, I want you to understand something. Your past does not define you. Your past prepares you. Your failures do not disqualify you. Your failures train you. Your struggles do not weaken you. Your struggles strengthen you. Your pain did not break you. Your pain built you. Every setback carved depth. Every rejection built resilience. Every disappointment strengthened discernment. Every loss sharpened hunger. Every hardship taught endurance. And endurance is the gateway to greatness. Because greatness is not built on comfort. Greatness is built on standards under pressure. Champions are not created when conditions are easy. Champions are revealed when conditions are hard. Anyone can feel motivated when life is smooth. Anyone can feel confident when the results are obvious. Anyone can feel strong when the path is clear. But the real test of identity is who you become when nothing is working yet, when no one believes yet, when nothing makes sense yet, when the reward is invisible yet, when the outcome is uncertain yet is where destiny is born, yet is the bridge between who you are and who you're becoming, yet is the space where most people quit. But it's also the space where legends are formed, because legends don't quit when it's hard. They quit when it's easy to quit and choose to continue anyway. They don't wait for validation. They generate certainty. They don't wait for approval. They act from identity. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They create momentum. And momentum is the most powerful force on earth. Momentum beats talent. Momentum beats luck. Momentum beats intelligence. Momentum beats circumstances. Momentum turns ordinary people into unstoppable forces, because momentum feeds belief. Belief feeds courage, courage feeds action, action feeds results, and results feed identity, and once identity locks, destiny explodes. And destiny doesn't respond to hope, destiny responds to command. Which means if you want a different life, you don't start with your goals, you start with your standards. You start with what you refuse to tolerate. You start with what you walk away from. You start with what you no longer accept as normal. Because what you tolerate becomes your ceiling, and what you demand becomes your future. And most people don't fail because they aim too high. They fail because they aim too low and hit it. They don't lack ability, they lack expectation. They don't lack opportunity, they lack certainty. They don't lack potential, they lack identity alignment. And identity alignment happens the moment you decide, this is who I am now. Not after success, not after proof, not after comfort now. Because success doesn't change identity. Identity changes success. Confidence doesn't create results. Results follow confidence. Belief doesn't come from evidence. Evidence follows belief. That's why the most powerful phrase in human psychology is not I hope, not I wish, not I want, not I'll try. It's I decide. The moment you decide, your mind shifts from wondering if to figuring out how. The moment you decide, your brain stops scanning for excuses and starts scanning for strategies. The moment you decide, your body produces energy instead of resistance. The moment you decide, fear loses authority. The moment you decide, hesitation collapses. The moment you decide, your future starts moving toward you instead of away from you. And that's not philosophy, that's neurology. Because decision activates the prefrontal cortex, floods the body with dopamine and norepinephrine, sharpens focus, increases motivation, strengthens persistence, and shifts perception. Decision literally rewires the brain in real time, which means your future is not created by luck, it's created by neurobiology, by the patterns you reinforce daily through thought, emotion, behavior, and repetition. And repetition under emotion builds identity, and identity builds destiny. Let me speak to the part of you that's tired. Not tired of effort, but tired of effort without results. Let me speak to the part of you that's frustrated. Not frustrated because you're lazy, but frustrated because you know there's more inside you than what your life currently reflects. Let me speak to the part of you that's discouraged. Not discouraged because you're weak, but discouraged because you've been strong for too long without seeing momentum yet. Let me speak to the part of you that's been patient. Patient with people, patient with circumstances, patient with delays, patient with disappointments, but secretly impatient with yourself because you know you were made for more than survival, more than routine, more than repetition, more than average, more than safe, more than small, more than silent. You were made for impact. You were made for influence. You were made for expansion. You were made for contribution. You were made for growth. You were made for greatness. Not celebrity greatness, not fame greatness, not ego greatness, identity greatness, the greatness of becoming the strongest version of yourself and using that strength to lift others. And that greatness is not in your future. That greatness is in your decision. Because the life you want is not waiting somewhere ahead. It's waiting on the other side of the decisions you've been postponing. Your breakthrough is not hidden in time, it's hidden in courage. Your destiny is not blocked by circumstances, it's blocked by comfort. Your future is not delayed by resources, it's delayed by identity. And the moment you decide that comfort is no longer your compass, fear is no longer your leader, excuses are no longer your language, and limits are no longer your story, everything changes. Because when standards rise, behavior follows. When behavior follows, habits form. When habits form, identity locks. When identity locks, destiny accelerates. And destiny does not respond to wishing. Destiny responds to command. So command your mind, command your focus, command your emotions, command your energy. Because energy flows where focus goes. And whatever you focus on consistently becomes your reality. Not eventually, not someday, but inevitably. If you focus on what you lack, you will live in lack. If you focus on what you fear, you will live in fear. If you focus on what's wrong, you will live in frustration. But if you focus on what you can control, what you can build, what you can become, you don't just change your life, you change your identity. And identity is the source of everything. Because success is not about what you have. Success is about who you become in the process of building it. Money is not the goal. Growth is the goal. Achievement is not the destination. Alignment is the destination. Results are not the prize. Identity expansion is the prize. And when identity expands, results multiply automatically. Here's the truth most people never hear. You don't get confidence and then take action. You take action and confidence follows. You don't wait for certainty and then commit. You commit and certainty follows. You don't wait for clarity and then move. You move and clarity follows. Motion creates emotion. Action creates belief. Progress creates confidence. Momentum creates destiny, which means the fastest way out of fear is forward, not thinking, not planning, not waiting, not preparing, forward. Because clarity does not come from reflection. Clarity comes from movement. The moment you move, your brain reorganizes around evidence instead of doubt. And right now, your brain is not your enemy. Your brain is just conditioned by your past. But your future is not created by your past. Your future is created by the decisions you make in the present. And the present is the only place power exists. There is no power in yesterday. There is no power in tomorrow. Power lives in now. Now is where identity shifts happen. Now is where habits break. Now is where standards rise. Now is where destiny begins. And destiny doesn't ask permission. Destiny doesn't wait for perfect conditions. Destiny doesn't negotiate with fear. Destiny responds to command. And when you command your state, command your focus, command your standards, life must reorganize itself around that new identity. Because life never gives you what you want. Life gives you what you're prepared to handle. And preparation is not about knowledge. It's about conditioning. Emotional conditioning, mental conditioning, physical conditioning, identity conditioning, and conditioning happens through repetition under emotion. Which means if you want to change your future, you don't wait for motivation, you manufacture momentum. You don't wait for belief, you build evidence. You don't wait for confidence. You earn it through action. You don't wait for the right mood, you create the mood through movement. And the moment you move, energy shifts. The moment energy shifts, focus shifts. The moment focus shifts, behavior shifts. The moment behavior shifts, results shift. The moment results shift, identity shifts. The moment identity shifts, destiny explodes, and I want you to hear this. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not broken. You are not behind schedule. You are not off track. You are not behind others. You are not failing. You are not lost. You are not weak. You are not unlucky. You are not disqualified. You are not delayed. You are not defeated. You are being prepared. You are being trained. You are being shaped. You are being strengthened. You are being sharpened. You are being refined. You are being conditioned. And conditioning takes time, but destiny rewards endurance. Because endurance builds depth. Depth builds strength. Strength builds certainty. Certainty builds momentum. Momentum builds destiny. And destiny belongs to those who refuse to quit before identity locks. Because identity doesn't form in comfort. Identity forms in resistance. Muscles grow through resistance. Confidence grows through resistance. Courage grows through resistance. Discipline grows through resistance. Faith grows through resistance. Leadership grows through resistance. Character grows through resistance. Greatness grows through resistance. And resistance is not punis. Resistance is training. Life is not happening to you. Life is happening for you. Every challenge is calibration. Every setback is redirection. Every delay is development. Every struggle is strength building. Every disappointment is discipline building. Every rejection is resilience building. Every loss is leadership building. Every hardship is hero building. And heroes are not born, heroes are forged. And forging requires heat. Forging requires pressure. Forging requires resistance. But what emerges from forging is not weakness. What emerges is steel. And steel does not bend under pressure. Steel is shaped by pressure. And that's what you're becoming. Not fragile, not brittle, not breakable, but unbreakable, unstoppable, unshakable, unmovable. Because unstoppable does not mean you never fall. Unstoppable means you always rise. Unstoppable does not mean you never fail. Unstoppable means you never quit. Unstoppable does not mean you never struggle. Unstoppable means you never surrender. Unstoppable does not mean life becomes easy. Unstoppable means you become strong. And strength is not about muscles. Strength is about identity. Strength is about standards. Strength is about discipline. Strength is about emotional mastery. Strength is about commitment. Strength is about consistency. Strength is about integrity. Strength is about alignment. Strength is about follow-through. Strength is about showing up when it's hard, staying when it's uncomfortable, continuing when it's painful, and committing when it's uncertain. Strength is about doing what you said you would do long after the mood you set it in has faded. And that's what separates winners from quitters. Not talent, not intelligence, not resources, not opportunity, but follow-through. Follow-through is identity in motion. Follow-through is standards in action. Follow-through is commitment under pressure. Follow-through is discipline without emotion. Follow-through is greatness without applause. Follow-through is destiny and progress. And here's the truth. The world does not reward potential. The world rewards performance. The world does not reward intention. The world rewards execution. The world does not reward dreams. The world rewards discipline. The world does not reward wishes. The world rewards work. But work alone is not enough. It's aligned work, emotionally charged work, identity-driven work, standards-based work. Because effort without direction creates exhaustion. Hustle without alignment creates burnout. Motion without mission creates confusion. But when effort aligns with identity, energy multiplies. When work aligns with purpose, power multiplies. When action aligns with standards, results multiply. And when results multiply, belief multiplies. And when belief multiplies, courage multiplies. And when courage multiplies, destiny accelerates. Which means you don't need more time. You need more certainty. You don't need more resources. You need more standards. You don't need more motivation. You need more identity alignment. You don't need more knowledge. You need more conditioning. You don't need more opportunities. You need more commitment.